And we're tackling something everybody loves: food.
Yeah, it's going to be a tasty one for sure.
And listen, we're not just talking like basic food words, pizza, pasta.
Yeah.
We're going way beyond that today. We're figuring out how to handle those tricky restaurant situations, how to really express what you think about food, and even how food ties into culture and tech. Sarah, where do we even start with all this?
Well, let's picture yourself at a restaurant, right, ready to order. Now, the language you use if it can totally change depending on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Are you by yourself just grabbing a quick bite, or out with friends for a casual lunch, or maybe it's a fancy dinner? Each scenario needs a different level of, formality.
I can see that.
Yeah.
For sure. I know I'm way more likely to just fire off my order if I'm alone.
Yeah.
But with friends, you end up talking about the specials, maybe ask for recommendations, or even got to deal with dietary stuff.
Exactly. And even those simple things like asking about the specials or getting the check, it can feel so much smoother when you've got the right phrases ready. Imagine you're in a busy Parisian bistro and want to know what the chef suggests. Instead of just saying, "What's good?" you could be like, "Excuse me, could you tell me a bit about the chef's special this evening?" Adds a touch of class, don't you think? Shows you're comfortable with the language.
Oh yeah, way more polished. I always feel a little weird having to explain dietary restrictions, especially in another language. Any advice on doing that smoothly?
Being prepared with key phrases can make all the difference. You could say, "I'm trying to avoid gluten," or "I have a shellfish allergy." Being upfront and polite makes the whole dining experience better for everyone.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, so we've ordered. Now, how do we describe the food beyond just delicious?
Now this is where it gets fun. English has so many awesome adjectives that are way more descriptive than just tasty or yummy. I mean, think about mouth-watering, flavorful, aromatic, even scrumptious. You can seriously paint a picture with your words and make people feel that sensory experience of the dish.
I love that, painting a picture with words. But what about when the food isn't what you hoped for? How do you give feedback without being rude? Those times when the steak's overcooked or the soup's bland.
That's where being diplomatic comes in. Instead of, "This is awful," try something like, "It's a bit overdone for my liking," or "It could use a touch more seasoning." Focusing on specific parts of the dish instead of just making a general judgment is key.
It's like walking a tightrope between being honest and polite.
You got it. And if you can throw in a positive comment with the critique, it softens things. For example, "The presentation is lovely, but the flavors are a bit muddled for my taste."
Great tip. I've totally been there trying to figure out how to say what I think about the food politely. So we've covered ordering, describing food, even giving feedback. What other language challenges pop up when you're dining in English?
Don't forget dietary needs and preferences. The world of food is getting more and more diverse, and being able to clearly say what you need is crucial.
True, these days there are just so many different diets and eating styles: vegetarian, vegan, flexitarian, keto, paleo, on and on.
Exactly. And knowing how to say what you prefer confidently means you'll have a good and enjoyable time, especially if you're traveling or in a new place.
It's like having this whole toolkit of words for all things food. Super helpful when you're traveling or trying new cuisines. Speaking of new cuisines, I've always found it cool how food and culture are so connected. It's not just about eating to survive. It shows history, traditions, values.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Food is a real window into a culture's soul. Think about those fancy Japanese tea ceremonies, or a Moroccan tagine where everyone shares. It's way more than just the food itself.
I remember being in Japan, totally blown away by the rituals around just a cup of tea. It was unlike anything I'd ever seen.
Exactly. It's the whole thing, the look, the meaning, the social part. Food becomes art, a way to show cultural identity.
And sometimes those cultural differences can lead to some, funny or even awkward moments.
Yeah.
Especially with table manners.
Oh, for sure. I had a friend visit China once, and he accidentally did something really bad, stuck his chopsticks straight up in a bowl of rice. It's like a symbol of death in Chinese culture.
Whoa, I had no idea. See, this is why these conversations are so important. Not just about avoiding awkwardness, but understanding and appreciating other cultures better.
Couldn't agree more. Learning about different food customs, it makes traveling so much richer. And it can even help you connect with people from different backgrounds right here at home.
It's like building bridges with food, one bite at a time. But we can't forget how technology is changing things too. How we cook, eat, even think about food.
No doubt, technology is totally changing the food scene. From online recipes and delivery apps to social media trends and all these personalized nutrition apps, it's a whole new world.
I'll admit, I kind of love those recipe videos online.
Yeah.
They make cooking seem so easy, even for someone like me who's not a chef.
Right. They're a great resource,
Yeah.
and they show you all these cuisines and techniques you might never have tried otherwise.
Speaking of resources, we got to look at some sample answers from that IELTS mentor thing, the one that helps people get ready for the IELTS exam. And it's really interesting how they talked about food and technology together so smoothly.
Those examples are perfect for showing how to use advanced vocabulary and connect food to bigger ideas. That's what the IELTS examiners are looking for.
Yeah, exactly. They weren't just saying what their favorite foods were. They were talking about how food delivery apps affect local restaurants, how social media creates food trends, even the ethics of genetically modified foods. Super interesting stuff.
It shows that you have to go beyond just naming dishes. You need to be able to say what you think about the cultural, social, even political sides of food.
So what's the main takeaway for someone who wants to improve their food English? Whether they're studying for an exam or just want to feel more confident in conversations?
I'd say go beyond the basics. Don't be afraid to use descriptive words, explore different food cultures, and really talk about the role of food in our lives.
Love that. It's not just learning words, it's about trying new things and connecting with the world through food.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Wow, this has been a really eye-opening conversation, Sarah. I feel like I've learned a ton. Not just about food words, but about how powerful food is. Like, it connects us across cultures, even across time.
I agree. It's pretty amazing how just talking about food can lead to so many interesting thoughts.
Before we finish up, I want to challenge our listeners to try out some of these language skills. Think about a dish that means something special to you. Maybe it's a family recipe, a childhood favorite, something you discovered while traveling. Now try to describe that dish. Use really vivid language that captures not just the taste, but also the memories and emotions you connect with it.
Oh, that's a fantastic challenge. I can't wait to hear what everyone comes up with.
Me neither. Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive into the world of food and dining in English. A huge thank you to Sarah for being here and sharing your expertise. This conversation has been so engaging.
The pleasure was all mine, Mike.
And to all our listeners out there,